Hey, my name's Robbie Swale. I'm a coach based in London, and I want to create this short video today about marketing for coaches. Some of it will definitely apply to other people as well. I had a funny conversation with my sister about, 18 months ago or a year ago, who's a DJ, and it turned out the way that she had used Instagram was basically exactly how I'd used LinkedIn, and which had been for both of us an unexpected way of growing our businesses and people's awareness of us. So I think some of the principles here will apply everywhere. And it's not the be all and end all, and I'm not a marketing guru, and I'm not saying this isn't a how-to. These are some principles that I think apply broadly. So there are three things I'm going to share first, which I think are important kind of ideas to share, and then there's a couple of more specific things that I think are really valuable if you're growing a business, particularly a business as a freelancer, self-employed person, entrepreneur, where it's just you and you're selling you, but I think this stuff also applies elsewhere. Okay, so I think there's a principle which is choose your channels and do them well. And you don't need to have that many, and you don't need to have many ways that you reach out to people, and trying to do all social media is a bad idea, because it's just draining and it doesn't give you the impact that you need. What gives you the impact you need is focusing in one place and using that well. And one way to decide that is what's easiest for you. Where do your talents best fit? If it's and we'll get into a little bit what that might be, what the channels might be, and the doing well might be. But if you're a super snappy person, maybe it's Twitter. If it's a visual, creative space, maybe it's Instagram. If you're more comfortable or you want a great writing platform, maybe it's LinkedIn. If it's something different, maybe it's Facebook. Maybe there's other things that I don't know about. And I think the key thing is choose the ones you want to do and do them well. And keep doing it. And this is the second piece. This is about long game marketing. This is not about I will get you 6 clients in 6 weeks. This is about setting up a pattern or a system which you can repeat and keep repeating, and over time become really confident that it will help you grow your business. And the long game, if you ask me, should include creating a body of work. So that if you keep chipping away at this, whatever it is, whether it's just a series of Instagram posts, a series of pieces of writing, a series of videos, in the end, when people look for you, they'll find you. And if you do it one thing at a time, you won't notice that you're creating an incredible stockpile of podcasts, because you've just done one, and then you'll have done another, and then you've done another. And the third piece, and I think this is quite important, I learned this from my brother, and I'll post the article that he wrote, which had this in the notes, but I think he said he stole it off somebody else. Don't cut your hand off with marketing to spite your face. And the story that Ewan tells in his article is, there's a I'm not sure if this is a real client story that he'd had, or is a made up one, I can't remember, but it's so evocative for me. It's like, there's someone who's really powerful, can do great work as a coach. And they're sitting at the side of the room, and they're noticing how this other person on the other side of the room is using all the old sleazy sales and marketing techniques. That kind of snake oil salesman or used car salesman and they've got a big queue of people. And yeah, you can sit there as the person who knows that deep down they can do the great, important spiritual work and bemoan the other person for cheating and lying, because they're not as good as you, and they're not serving people powerfully, they're just getting people in. And you can blame the other people for being so stupid that they're taken in by the marketing and sales techniques. But the truth is, by not using those techniques, by staying away from them because you think they're beneath you or you think they're too sleazy, you're just cheating everyone. You're cheating yourself because you don't have the business. You're cheating the other person because you're letting them get away with it, and you're certainly not serving the people who are ending up working with some snake oil salesman and not you, with your deep, important work. And the reason to tell that story is that it's really important that you notice when you're doing that. And you think, well, am I not posting? The example for me was I didn't want to have a mailing list because I didn't want to be just another person, another coach with another mailing list. And then using that story, I realized, well, the only people this is hurting is me, because my work isn't getting to as many people because not everyone checks LinkedIn, where I was posting a lot of my articles, and the people who want to read my writing. And look, if no one signs up to my list, fine, but if some people sign up and that's how they hear about my writing, then I should just suck it up and create the mailing list. And I did. Then the two key parts for me of a coaching marketing plan should be share and connect. Sharing is important because it allows people to get to know you before they meet you. That came from a client of mine. She said that in a session, and we thought, wow, there's a marketing plan, right? What can I do so that people know me before they meet me? And it's great then, because then people, they're already partly sold. They know that you're great for them. They're just checking the coaching thing. They're just checking how you talk about it and exactly what you do. But maybe they're just already 10% there, or they're 20% there, or they're sometimes 80, 90% there. If you give them a chance to really get to know you, then by the time they get to you, it's a filter for the people that already might do great work with you. And sharing is tough. You know, I point you at the work of Stephen Pressfield, and I've written about his work on resistance before. It's really hard to share. And it's really hard to share stuff that's truly you. Or it can be. But playing that game, sharing in whatever way that is, continually giving people the chance to get to know you, even when you're not there, should be, I think, a core component of your marketing. And that's because really, and this is the second one, the first one is sharing, the second one is connection. Really, it's only through connection that coaching clients are created, that people decide to do coaching. It's only through connection. And what that means is two things. You need to allow people to connect with you. Maybe that's online through some online marketing channel that you choose, wherever your people are and whatever the way that you want to share best fits. Or maybe it's in person. And I think continually connecting with new people is the second part of the marketing plan. And I don't just mean adding them on LinkedIn, right? It has to be a genuine connection. For me, I find networking events quite hard. So I have a rule that if I have met one person who I have a connection with, and after that, and good enough that I'll add them on LinkedIn, and they'll be like, oh, that guy from that event added me, great. Connect, something like that. Not just like, who's that awkward guy? Like, oh, what's this? Or who's this email from? But there's a point where both of us want to exchange cards or details. Then if I'm tired after that and I need to go home, I can go home, because one new connection could be all it takes. And if you have a practice of connecting, then that's very powerful. And when those things go together, this is definitely how my marketing has worked. Marketing, it's just what I do, right? I go and meet someone at an event, and they go onto my LinkedIn, and then I'm sharing on LinkedIn. And therefore, in the end, they probably see something I've shared. And I developed a practice by accident, I've written about this before, of sharing one post a week. I write them in about 12 minutes, and then I share it. And it's just me. It's just what I'm thinking about. And I've got better at doing it, but still, there's about 100 of them now. Some of them are good. Some of them are okay. Some of them are dull. Some of them have been read by hundreds of people. Some of them have been read by 10. My most recent one has been read by like 12, and I think it's one of the most interesting things I've written in a long time. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But by sharing, I'm giving people the chance to get to know me. Or I'm giving the people who look for me the chance to find something. And that's really important. Coaching clients are rarely created through Facebook ads, in my experience. How it normally works, how I've seen those two marketing things work, outside of invitation and referral, which is a big part of this. I guess the third pillar of marketing is do really great coaching. Because if you do really great coaching, you don't need to do any marketing. But how I've tended to see it work is, here's a person I connected with a while ago, and my writing, my blog occasionally has rarely creates a new client. What it tends to do is allow someone to feel like they know me well enough to move from being a connection, someone I met or worked with 10 years ago or met at an event, to reaching out to me and saying, I've been thinking I might need some help. I wonder if you can help me. And what I'm really trying to do through the marketing that I do is share myself so that other people know me and feel like when they need some help, they know, am I the right person to help them? So just to recap that, choose a channel, choose the way you're going to market and do it well. Hold your nerve over the long game. This is tough because when things aren't going well, when you haven't got many clients, if you're like me, you're second guessing. Do I need to change now? Do I need to do something different? And having a plan that you stick to on the good weeks and the bad, for me, share one piece every week. Share it on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Once a month or so, when I create something that's not just my weekly pieces, maybe it's this video, maybe it's a longer piece of writing, roughly once a month I send something out. Include all those bits of writing, so the people who are already a bit of my fan, who want to receive my writing when it comes out, but maybe don't always check LinkedIn or miss it, get a digest they can read through. And find ways to connect with new people. Whether those are particular events that I go to regularly, and I have a few that I've discovered are good for that. And I hold my nerve on that when I'm feeling good and when I'm not. I post an article every week. And that's the way to beat resistance. It's consistency. But share you coaching. Share your thoughts. Get yourself out there. And make sure you're not avoiding marketing. You're not cheating potential clients out of the chance to work with you just because you feel a bit uncomfortable about it. It's time to get on with it.